Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Melissa's Reading Room. Today in the room, we're going to read Train Your Dragon to Focus by Steve Herman. Train Your Dragon to Focus, My Dragon Books, Volume 59 by Steve Herman. Have you ever met a dragon? I bet that you have not. But a real live dragon of my own's exactly what I've got. He isn't mean or dangerous. In fact, he's very tame. I've trained him to behave himself, and Diggory Doo's his name. Hi! Hi, boys and girls. Hello! Let me introduce myself. I'm Diggory's best friend, Drew, and I helped Diggory write some books about the things we do. This book is about a problem Diggory had, a big one, I might mention. Diggory couldn't focus. That means he didn't pay attention. See, he's distracted by all these thoughts. In school, it was a problem. We didn't know the reason why, but he stared out of the window, watching clouds as they went by, instead of listening to the teacher as she taught the lesson, and he never heard her question when she asked a question. Look, she's saying, Diggory, 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 Diggory. Ooh, her face looks very angry. Her eyebrows are down. She has her hand on her hip. That's an angry posture and face. All the kids love story time, our favorite time of day. But when teacher reads the story, Diggory Doo would play. That looks like a fun story with ships. I wonder if it's a explorer ship or a pirate ship. Or he would talk to other children or get up and walk around. What was Diggory thinking? Diggory Doo, you must sit down. In writing class, when everyone finished what they had been assigned, Diggory Doo had hardly started. He was lagging far behind. He usually preferred to daydream or found something else to do. Do you sometimes act like Diggory? Do you get distracted too? He seems to be distracted by things in his head, like thinking about ice cream or soccer or the weather outside and things to drink like he's thirsty. Does that happen to you sometimes? When it came to keeping focus, school was not the only place where Diggory got distracted. No, he also had to face the problem on the soccer field, where he would always find something else to think about to occupy his mind. Here comes these thoughts. They just keep coming, don't they? Let's see what happens. Once someone in the stands was eating ice cream. Oh, how yummy. And Diggory heard a growling way down deep inside his tummy. Oh, he's thinking about that ice cream. Oh, his teammates notice and they're saying, Diggory! Diggory started thinking, that sure looks good. And he didn't pay attention to the game the way he should. What do you think's going to happen, boys and girls? I don't know either. Let's see what happens. Once again, he lost his focus, and his teammates all could tell. He's thinking about different kinds of ice cream. There's chocolate. Ooh, chocolate and cookies and cream. Oh, and vanilla and strawberry. Ooh, and look, frozen yogurt with mix-ins. Ooh, all those different kinds. They sure look good. He'll make us lose a game, they thought, and they began to yell, Diggory, pay attention! You're the goalie, don't forget! Oh no, but the ball went sailing by and straight into the net. Uh-oh, he's the goalie. Is he supposed to block the ball, boys and girls? What does that mean? Do you think they lost? Uh-oh. Do you think his teammates are mad? Let's see what happens. At school and on the soccer field, it seems were not enough. He found that focusing at home was also pretty tough. So he's distracted by his thoughts at school, and he's distracted by his thoughts at soccer. Let's see what happens at home. Diggory, said Mom, pick up your books and put them back on the shelf. So here's his books. He's got to put them back on the shelf, okay? But Diggory didn't finish. He could not help himself. He only picked up just one book. Then he began to read, but only for a moment, for then he felt the need to build a tower with Legos. Then played a game. What fun! But when Mom came to check on him, the job still wasn't done. So it's fun to build a tower with Legos. And it is fun to play a game. But what did she ask him to do? She asked him to put those books back on the shelf. So when she came in, does she look happy? No, she doesn't. Uh-oh. Since he didn't focus while at school, his grades were falling fast. So that's a negative or a bad consequence, right, boys and girls? And his soccer team was mad at him that their team had come in last. Uh-oh, so they are mad at him, huh? And Mom wasn't happy that his room was still a mess. Uh-oh, so she is upset about the books. Diggory had to focus more and get distracted less. So these are all what we call negative consequences, or what happens when you don't make good choices or when we get distracted. So what do we do to help us focus more and get distracted less? Well, let's find out what Diggory does. Diggory clearly needed help. That was plain to see. For if you want to get stuff done, to focus is the key. Can you help me do better, Drew? Diggory came to ask. Do you have a plan to help me focus on a task? Since focus is important, of course, I told him yes. I'll see what I can do to help you get distracted less. Sometimes we may feel overwhelmed when there's a job to do, but there are things that can be done to help get you through. For instance, when you are at school, look at teacher's face, not out the window, nor at screens, nor any other place. This will help you focus on what teacher has to say. Listen with both eyes and ears. Do this every day. Do you think this will help, boys and girls, if you look at your teacher's face instead of looking out the window or looking at your screen or fiddling around with your book or your pencil? Actually, if you fidget with your hands and look at your teacher's face, maybe that will help. What do you think? It might work. And Diggory do, I told him, when there's schoolwork to be done, make sure that you finish it before you have your fun. So he's finishing his work first and really concentrating on it before he goes out and he has his fun. That's important. Focused people do work first, and then their play comes last, and try to do their very best and don't go rushing through too fast. So it's important when you do your work that you concentrate on it and you don't rush, so that you do it really, really well first. Okay? You don't want to rush through and make a mistake. So you want to make sure you do it right the first time so you don't have to go back through and correct mistakes. So you want to make sure that you're really doing a good job first and then you go play. Right? So these guys down here did their work first, and then they can eat and play and sing and play with their dog. So that's important to do too. Now, what about the soccer games where I can't help but see other people all around me who are distracting me? I can smell the food they eat. I can hear them when they cheer. How can I stay focused when distractions are so near? That's a pretty good point. What do you think he's going to do? What's happening in the stands is of no concern to you. The game is on the field. That's where your focus should be too. Look around the soccer field. Keep your eye on the ball and watch the other players too, and nothing else at all. That's a really good point. If you're in a game, you really need to watch what the other players are doing and keep your eye on the ball. Because especially when you're the goalie, because you need to make sure you know when that ball is coming to you so you can block it. And my team will not be mad at me, said Diggory in reply, if I focus on the games we play, and at least that's worth a try. But what about when I'm at home, where I have chores to do? How can I stay focused until all my chores are through? That's a really good point too. He got really distracted quick. I said, you can set a timer, then work until it rings. Maybe set it for 10 minutes and don't stop for other things. When you hear the timer, then just set it once again for a little break that's short, then begin to work again. That's a pretty good idea. You think you can do that too? Where you just work for 10 minutes, then set up a timer for a break, take a quick break, and then go back to work for 10 minutes. Diggory said, hey, Drew, I think that trick is pretty neat. I can work for 10 minutes at a time until the job's complete. The timer helps me limit all the little breaks I take. That's a trick that I can do. What a difference it will make. Now to help him focus, he uses all these tricks I taught him. They've come in very handy, and he never has forgot them. And Diggory has discovered that distractions are much less when surroundings are kept tidy and he's put away the mess. His grades are getting better, and his teacher is relieved. His soccer team and mom are proud of what he has achieved. Do you have trouble focusing? Are you like Diggory do? Then read this book a time or two and learn to focus too. So he did really good by focusing and looking at his teacher's face. He kept his eye on the ball and paid attention to his team, and he was able to keep the ball from going into the net and doing his job as the goalie. And then they used the timer at home so he could keep his room tidy, right? So he would work a little bit at a time and take breaks. So when you work really hard first and pay attention to your work and then play, that is also really good for your academics. So you can really pay attention and do well. Do you think you can do those things, boys and girls? I think you can too. And this book can help. So that was Teach Your Dragon to Focus by Steve Herman. Thanks for coming to Melissa's reading room today. Bye-bye.